Will general elections be called in the midst of a raging pandemic, or will there be attempts to delay the casting of ballots constitutionally due by early October 2021? The question has been raised as St. Lucia's COVID-19 figures continue to climb steadily. During a recent talk show appearance, Prime Minister Alan Chasney briefly discussed the subject.
I listened to a political pundit that said, boy, maybe the Prime Minister missed an opportunity and should have called the elections earlier.
Yeah.
That wasn't in my mind because that would have put people in danger.
Yes.
So we will only call the elections when we have to call elections.
Yes.
And when it's safe for the people of St. Lucia. And if in fact the date comes and we're still under this pressure of COVID, we're going to have to sit down and figure out how we're going to hold elections in a responsible way. But I certainly will not contribute to jeopardizing the health of people.
While the Prime Minister's statement seems to dismiss any notion of an early election, it may have further fueled an ongoing debate which has been brewing in political circles, as highlighted by former Senate President Claudius Francis.
When I listen to people in their attempts at saying that this government can legally postpone the elections on the premise that there is an emergency and want to use the Elections Act, Cap 1.02, completely ignoring the fact that the section of the Elections Act which deals with the postponement of election begins by saying, subject to sections 55 and 56 of the Constitution, and never go to the Constitution to see what it says there, you are playing with matches with a whole keg of gunpowder beneath you.
While Section 43 of the Election Act does speak to the Governor General having the authority to adjourn polling day in instances such as natural disasters or infectious disease, this only applies to when an election date has already been set. As to the calling of elections, St. Lucia's Constitution makes provisions for only one circumstance under which Parliament may go beyond the specified 5-year period. That is in the case of war. Francis has affirmed that the current pressing public health concern should not serve as an impediment to the casting of ballots.
There is no danger in holding elections during a pandemic. St. Vincent and the Grenadines did it. Jamaica did it. Trinidad and Tobago did it. There is no problem. It has been shown. For crying out loud, the damn United States just did it. The country with the most COVID cases in the world. They did it. Aren't they the country also with the most deaths in the world? They did it. And it was called the safest elections in America's history. It can be done. It is no excuse.
In that vein, the former Senate President has issued the following grim warning.
This matter of the holding of elections, if the government does not handle this properly, and if the government listens to its propagandists and goes against the Constitution of St. Lucia, there is going to be hell to pay.
For Choice News Now, I'm Annie Mathre reporting.